Hello, everyone. I am indeed, of course, UK finest Ricky. Ricky J. And welcome to the solid new, improved, small little changes that you'll be seeing as you coming in right now. People Wrestling Podcast, go ahead and like us, like and subscribe right about it now. So, still on the hunt for a new cause. As you can see, new changes. As we start, I do hope to get interviews with wrestlers. I'm going to focus on that in 2026. I'm also 2029, 2026. I do want anybody that wants to join me on here. So guest co-hosts. I do want to do guest co-hosts. You can see I'm doing this one by myself, but a few people have said on my Golden Predictions League, on my group, that they can be a guest co-host once or twice a month. So I need to sort out that their schedule with my schedule type of thing, and I do want people to get on the watch alongs. So that as well as another plan. Whether that goes through or not, again, people are busy. People are watching the Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or pay-per-views as when I am. Time differences, all of that, but I am hoping to get more people on the watch-alongs. So more people on the watch-alongs, guest co-hosts, and interviews, or just a few new plans I've got for the People's Wrestling channel, the People's Wrestling podcast, throughout 2026. Let's go ahead and get on with the first segment, which of course is that is right. What's cooking at the table? So what have I been up to since last Friday? Well, not very much. So it was Christmas, and then it was the New Year, New Year's Eve. So not very much really. Been pretty much chilling. Going to the gym. That's really it. That's really all I've been up to. It's been quiet, Christmas and New Year. So that's really been it. But you let me know, guys, what you have been up to as we go into segment number 2. And you probably won't be seeing many, it won't feel the same to start with here, but changes are coming. Now there is one new change, one new thing I've added of interest perhaps, but let's go with it. So segment number 2, of course, is let's roll out that red carpet. The actors, the actresses are all chatting about one thing, as they know it is movie talk. So what 2 movies I watched since last Friday? And the answer to that is, first of all, the Running Man remake. Decent movie. Was it as good as the original? Not 100% too sure on that. Different. The the original great film Arnold Schwarzenegger, and what was still am, I suppose, a big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. But it was very kind of it was just one area kind of, or it felt like one area. This was all over the world. Ben Richards couldn't escape. He was hunted for 30 days. So yeah, different. And the second movie I watched, SpongeBob SquarePants. Sorry, the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants. I will sit and watch anything, guys. For those that are new, just delete that if I can. So those that are new here, so guys, let me know what movies you've been watching. Let me know what movies you've got for 2026, and a new thing coming onto the People's Wrestling Channel podcast. Sorry, is at the end of the month I will do movie of the month. So what movie did I enjoy the most that month? So that is a brand new thing coming here. Not the biggest change of in the world, but there you are. So I'm going to play an ad. It's very important. My t-shirts are still up for grabs. It's very important that you get one, that you purchase one. I'm going to play that ad, and I'm going to get into the brand new segment that I've added right after this. Sorry, right, Protein Tees Number 1, Protein Tees Number 1, it is in the description, check it out. But the new segment I have added, and I need to make a banner for this, I need to perhaps make it into a video, do a little clip. But the thing I made is wrestlers' birthday. So what wrestlers' birthday is on the day I do the podcast. So, and the only notable birthday today is, or what would have been, Jim Londos, who had died many years ago, but it would have been the birthday of Jim Londos today. So, a big birthday cheer to him up there in heaven. So that is, the new segment I've added. I would like to think it's something, but it could be something and nothing, and a nice little added on thing, I think. But before we get into today's wrestling, let's chat about the yesteryear, the good times of wrestling, which they still might be its own segment. We'll have to wait and see. Right, this week in wrestling history. And the only notable date happened 2010, January 4th. Hell froze over because Bret the Hitman Hart and Shawn Michaels shook hands and made peace. Definitely, absolutely shocking. Things like this don't happen on today's Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Well, today's Raw, SmackDown, it is just match after match after match after match after match. A little bit repetitive sometimes. So this was shocking. I presume they did it both to make peace and to feel at ease with each other. Shawn Michaels actually screwed Bret all those years ago. So yeah, this was. I watched this live. Watched this when it happened. And it was definitely a shocking moment. But now, excuse me, let me delete that again. Just simply making room, guys, that's all. Ugh. Give me 1 second. There we are. Sorry about that. So, only one segment night to chat about today's WWE, AEW, TNA, or whatever the company may be, AAA. Chat natter and talk about today's wrestling, but after these messages. That's right. Yes, like and subscribe. Go ahead. Indeed. Yes, indeed. Of course, like and subscribe. As we finish off here, very truncated, very short episode. But I'll try and keep it around maybe no more than an hour, no more than half an hour, really, if possible, for you guys. Show you the better I feel. And of course, another new thing added is SmackDown or Raw, NXT, and SmackDown watch along starting tonight with a SmackDown watch along. So I'm really looking forward to getting into that. But we finish up here with and I realize I didn't change the banner for this week in wrestling history. My apologies there, guys. But it is Wrestling Roundup. Now, no more Dynamite. I'll not be mentioning, not be cutting, unless something major, unless something big happens, and it did. Mercedes Moné losing the TBS Women's Championship, and the only thing I'm going to talk about is one big thing, big match, big moment. Noteworthy moment happens. I will talk about it. I'm not going to review the shows anymore. Even though one I went to, I'm a little biased. The one I went to was good. So we'll say 1 or 2. But out of 52 episodes, really nothing has happened on Dynamite. I can't even. This time next week, I won't remember the results of this week's Dynamite. But yes, Willow Nightingale snatched and clawed and took away that TBS Women's Championship from Mercedes Moné. Shocker, definitely to end the year. I thought Mercedes Moné were going to hold that title forever, I suppose. I did wonder how they were going to start taking titles off her, and this is how. We will start with the last SmackDown of 2025. So it was the final SmackDown of 2025. Christmas trees and presents on the stage because it was Christmas. Joe Henry did a concert. Yeah, great to see Joe Henry on SmackDown. I'm a big fan of Joe. Out came the Miz, and out came Nick Aldis. Joe Henry defeated and beated the Miz in a 30. So I'm going to do these double segments or double matches. Joe Henry beats the Miz in a Miracle on 34th Street fight, and Charlotte got the upper hand against Lash Legend. Yeah, the Miz might be a complete glorified Joe now, but Joe Henry getting a main roster win, very cool. And Charlotte knocking off Lash, cool. We've got a brand new US champion, and his name is Carmelo Hayes. In women's tag team action, Julian Kenneth James took on the winner share of the money against Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. So let's go to that match first. Who's the heels? Who's the face there? I get them to make Julia and Kiana James look strong, but okay. And Carmelo Hayes winning the US Championship, great. But let's see now what they do with him. And to end SmackDown, Drew McIntyre came on out. Then Nick Aldis did, followed by Cody Rhodes. Drew claymoring, Cody to end the year. New rating system for 2025, and that is good, bad, or meh. And I'm going to award this more towards the bottom, really. It wasn't the best SmackDown ever. Let's do indeed get on to it. Something else for this year is I'm not going to concentrate on the AEW pay-per-view, so let's do so with World's End. Let's go to the 0 hour buy-in tailgate party. It was the 0 hour, wasn't it? So you had 4 matches on it, and once again, I'm going to say AEW value for money. So you had give me 1 second. You have the Sisters of Sin go over Hyan and Maya World. Okay. Again, I'm going to double segment this, double match this, just because quicker. Eddie Kingston got the 1, the 2, 3 on Zach Gibson. So the women's tag, okay, it was merely a win for the Sisters of Sin. And, cool to see new faces. I've never seen Hyan and Maya World before. Zach Gibson, part of the pay-per-view, great. But again, this was just merely a dub for Eddie Kingston. In tag team action, we saw Mascara Dorado and men's tag team action, Mascara Dorado and Bandido pin the Don Callis family, and then another tag team match. Which this was on the. I think this was on the 0 hour. Jet Speed and Jurassic Express. Victory against Josh Alexander and The Demand. Bandido's had a hell of a year. Ring of Honor champion, tag team champion, winning the Diamond Ring, and then those seeing out the year. See, it was 2025 on top. And Jet Speed and Jurassic Express winning. Cool. But it doesn't really make The Demand look good. First match on the main show. Okada sent packing Takeshita, and Jon Moxley was a better man against Kyle Fletcher. Both good matches. I would have had Takeshita win and then Kyle Fletcher win, and then meet in the final, and Kyle Fletcher is your eventual winner. But it all made sense as we went along. So I wonder what they're going to do with Takeshita now. Takeshita out of the Don Callis family, and Kyle Fletcher just improves. The men's AEW tag team titles, FTR retain against the Bang Bang Gang. And for the women's AEW tag team titles, the Babes of Wrath retain against Mercedes Moné and Athena. Bang Bang Gang put on a good performance. This was actually a good match. I know this was a rematch from Collision, but still a good match. And cool to see the AEW tag team titles being defended. The story was more Mercedes Moné getting pinned, and she's now taking losses. Very quickly, let me look on the match. What match came next? You guys can get it in the comments for those watching live or watching later on demand. Get in the comments what match is coming on up next. But I am looking. So Darby Allin gave an L to Gabe Kidd, and in a mixed nuts match, crazy match, Roderick Strong, Tony Storm in the conglomeration laid on the ground the Death Riders. A good, bloody, brutal affair for Darby and Gabe. Kind of just stole the win, and like I said, the mixed nuts match was fun. Chris Statlander is still your AEW Women's Champion, sending for an early shower Jamie Hayter, and Jon Moxley is your brand new Continental Champion. So Chris Statlander retaining, really no shocker there, and big shocker, Okada got dethroned, and then in the process, it looks like Jon Moxley turned face, I want to say. And then in your main event of the evening, MJF is your brand new and two-time AEW Men's Champion. Not Swerve Strickland, not Haman paid. It was Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe getting pinned, which was a shocker. So yeah, shocker to end 2025. I'm going to give World's End Day on to Monday Night Raw, the last one of 2025. Again, Christmas trees and presents on the stage because it was Christmas. Asuka defeated and beated Rhea Ripley. Becky Lynch came out, and then Maxine Dupree did. Maxine Dupree attacked. So really nothing to say about Asuka winning. Was this the last one? Might actually be wrong here. I am wrong. Damn. Okay, give me 1 second. I think I'll put the results somewhere else. I fucking toe. I actually don't know where I put the results. Here we are. So yes, so the last Raw of 2025. Out came the Vision, followed by CM Punk. Promo by Braun, promo by Punk just hypes up their match for next week. Stephanie McMahon is still your Women's World Champion. Triple threat match against Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez. Cool. It was actually quite a good contest. Gunther knocked off R-Truth. Rey Mysterio got a DQ finish against Austin Theory. So Gunther beating R-Truth. Okay. And Rey Mysterio is now getting DQ wins. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky came out. The Kabuki Warriors cut a promo. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky followed. Brawl. Maxine Dupree promo. Becky Lynch promo. So the Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree hyped up their match, and so does the Kabuki Warriors, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky thing. Then in your main event, you got brand new World Tag Team Champions in the Usos. Fresh tag team action, taking those titles away from AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Yeah, quite the shocker as opposed to end 2025. I'm going to give it a... And the last NXT of 2025. End of year awards saw Ethan Page retain against Moose. Javon Evans won Male Superstar of the Year. So Ethan Page has vastly improved. And I think Obed Femi should have won Male Superstar of the Year at the year. That's who I voted for, but there we are. Izzy Dame came on out, followed by Tenzin Paxley. Zarya and Soruka won Tag Team of the Year. So the Izzy Dame Tenzin Paxley thing is just a hype up for the first NXT of 2025, New Year's Eve, 2026, New Year's Evil. And Zarya Soruka, if anything, I would have given it to Phil Influence, but okay, a surprise. I don't know how legit the voting is, but there we are. JT Jane sent to the back Ren Sinclair. Joe Hendry concert again. Dark State attacked. So, yeah, another win for Jacy Jayne, basically all it was. And, the joint thing, cool. They need to get Dark State on the show, so there we are. In a very quick seconds of a speed match, Tillian Heights knocked off and defeated and beaten and scored the win against Lexis King. Trick Williams versus Javon Evans versus Obafemi won match of the year. So that's probably the right choice, but I probably have to go back and watch it, but probably the right choice. And yeah, shocker. Pure Lexis King, what has happened to him in 2025, but we've got to make Tavian looking as strong as he possibly can against Jasper Troy for the Speed Championship. OTM were victors, were winners against Swipe Right. So Ruka picking up double prize as she won Women's Superstar of the Year. OTM they had a good year of 25, and Sol Ruka winning. I probably would have given that to Jacy Jayne, but okay. And then ending the night in fresh, never seen before action. Ricky Saints was the man, as it, no, it wasn't a fresh match. Let me take that back. But Ricky Saints was the man, capping off 2025 with a win. So I'm going to give NXT a more of a that. So there we are. Brand new changes come your way. That is it for this week. You'll see more changes develop as the weeks comes. I hope you enjoyed the ones you've seen already. Do make sure to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And as always remember that he's Ricky J. And do check out my SmackDown watch along tonight. But it is Ricky J. bringing the British bite to the fight.